All right, how do you get started with launching a productized service if that is up your alley? I've actually got two different ways. It depends on, I think people I work with, one or the other of these might make more sense. The easiest one is to set up a paid consultation. You can do this in an hour. You know, set up a Calendly account attached to your Stripe account and, you know, write a sales page for it, put it on your website. Maybe a little more than an hour, but you could do it. Price it way higher than your current hourly rate. So if your hourly rate's 100, 300 for the call. If your hourly rate's 200, 500 for the call. And you do want to kind of disconnect it from the hour. You don't want it to feel like they're buying an hour. So the way I usually phrase it is like, you know, the scheduling software forces you to choose a duration for the meeting. So let's start with an hour, but block out 2 hours in case we go over. So it's really, you just like, the hour is not what's important. What's important is at the end, you're going to have increased clarity about what you want to do or what they should do next. That's the main point of one of these calls. They're like, I don't know if I should do this or that, or I don't, you know, there's so many unknown unknowns. I just have so much uncertainty that I don't even know where to start. I've been Googling, it doesn't help. This is a perfect use case for a paid call. Yeah, and then the last thing, sometimes this has never actually happened to me in practice, but people always ask, like, what if they buy 40 phone calls every week? So you can just say, I mean, you have control over that. You could just, if someone actually did that, you could just refund the money and say, like, get out of here. But yeah, if someone asked, you'd just say, like, you can only book one of these a quarter or something like that. It's not your hourly rate. The other productized service that you might want, we talked about before. So if you're doing a lot of implementation work, then it might make sense to break off the piece that you always do at the beginning as an independent thing that you sell at a published price on your website. So you can pilot this. If you've done it a million times, I still would probably pilot it. And the steps there are draft a timeline of everything that's going to happen from the point the client pays to the point when you are done. And you have some sort of, you give them the report. And it'd be a shared accountabilities, like, just picture like a timeline. And it's like, client pays, next thing it happens. They get a link to schedule a kickoff call. The people who need to be in the kickoff call is the entire executive team. It will take 90 minutes maximum. Then I'm going to go off and I'm going to spend 4 hours doing research, and then I'm going to, you know, so it's just boom, boom, boom. This is not for marketing reasons. It's not something you're going to share with the client necessarily. It's definitely not going to be on the website. But it's you being honest with yourself about what actually is the scope of this thing so that you can decide what a reasonable walk-away price is, the lowest amount of money that you would accept for this thing. People, sometimes if they don't think it through, they forget a million things, administrative phone calls back and forth, meetings getting moved around. So you do want to map it out to a pretty high degree of specificity so that you can really be honest with, like, how much is the least amount of money I could price this at. Then you post a preliminary sales page that focuses on the benefits to the client. If they buy this thing, or if they buy this thing, then these are the benefits. And basically, for a roadmap, it's always going to be like, you'll know how to get from point A to point B. And you'll describe a little bit of how it works, but not the whole timeline. It's just a little bit like, hey, here are the 3 things that happen after you buy, you know, so it feels like, okay, I get a sense of what this is like. And then go pick 3 beta clients, find 3 beta clients, and you tell them that you've got this new thing, it's built for people just like them. You want someone to kick the tires first, so in exchange for feedback on the marketing and delivery and pricing, you'll do it pro bono, and if they have a good experience, you'd like them to give you a testimonial. So it's not for free, you're not going to charge them money, but you are explicitly saying, if you like this, I do want to get a testimonial about it and put it on my website. Run 3 clients through it. Productized services, almost by definition, are pretty short. You wouldn't have a 6-month productized service. The scope would just get too weird. It's too much room for error there. It's usually going to be anywhere from 5 to 25 hours, something in that range, that is spread out over the course of 2 to 6 weeks. It's kind of the outside range. It's usually like anywhere from 2 to 6 weeks. So, you know, start small, get 3 beta clients to go through it, crush it, totally hit a home run for them, take all of their feedback, pump it back into the marketing on the sales page, and then say to them, so if I was going to sell this, if you were going to recommend this to one of your friends or colleagues, you think it'd be worth like $5,000? like bounce a price off them, ideally so that you can see their eyebrows. So video call or in person. If their eyebrows go up, you know that that price is too high. If the eyebrows go down, they're like, oh yeah, no brainer. You know your price is too low. And if they're kind of like, yeah, that seems reasonable, that's about right, then you know you've found your starting price. So based on your current level of gravity in the marketplace, your current level of authority, your brand, and the outcome that you're promising, this is about what it seems like worth to someone who just went through the process. And then, like I said earlier, if you're selling like, oh, you're selling one of these every 2 weeks, or you feel like you're getting capacity, just raise the price every time you sell it.